Last week in a 72-8 rout of Texas State San Marcos, you know those guys, man. New Mexico senior walk-on Katie Nida made history by kicking 2 extra points. Way to go, Katie. How about that, Kel? First woman to score in a Division I football game. The result marked the culmination of a long journey for Nida that began in 1999 at the University of Colorado. A remarkable story, especially considering the fact that our man Jobu, Maxim Online football editor Jordan Burchette, took an unprovoked attack at Nida last week in his rant on this very stage. Jobu, obviously your opinion has meant very little to college kickers, specifically female kickers in college football. How do you feel now?
Female kickers, all the female kickers in college football?
Yes, all of them, lots of them.
I'm very proud of Katie Nida. I'm sure her parents are as well.
I'm sure they are too. We are too. Seriously though, Jordan has one of the most outrageous takes on college football you'll hear anywhere. Jobu, what do you got for us this week?
Well, I have to tell you guys that college football is a highly exacting game, demanding not only superior physical play and rigorous mental discipline, but also the trust of the many others on whom you'll rely each week for 3 to 5 years of your life, be it behind bars or behind a face mask. One errant doubt or reservation can be the difference between Michigan or Michigan State, which is why it just makes good sense that coaches like Lou Holtz at South Carolina and Tommy Bowden at Clemson are finally being honest with their players about their microscopic chances of beating opponents like Virginia and Georgia. Take Holtz, who likened the Gamecocks' chances of beating the number 15 Cavaliers this Saturday as, quote, comparable to the stripper that's running for governor in California. I'm only being realistic, he said. I say this from the bottom of my heart. I don't know if we can make this thing close. Kudos. Not only has Holtz taken a great deal of pressure off of folks like me to inform his team just how awful it is, but once you've broken a young athlete's will to win, it's that much easier to inform him that he's failed to qualify academically or is under investigation for sexual assault. That's why Holtz is on the sideline and I'm here with Sid.
Oh, hey.
Bowden's approach is no less revolutionary. When asked last week about the storied border war between the Dogs and Tigers and its transcendence from the playing field to the recruiting grounds of Georgia and South Carolina, Bowden lamented, the guys who replaced the guys Georgia lost last year, we recruited all of them and couldn't get any of them. They went to Georgia. The guys we got from Georgia, they didn't recruit. Nothing gets an 18 to 22-year-old craving blood quite like finding out he was an unwanted child. But don't believe me. I think the recent performances of the 2 South Carolina powers speaks for themselves. And imagine the global implications of such a strategy. Any member of the Bush administration caught employing that kind of rhetoric would be rewarded with his own hummus front bungalow at Camp X-Ray. Imagine, it's March 19th, we're on the precipice of war in Iraq, and Don Rumsfeld says, man, are we going to lose us some troops. I'd be surprised if half of them came back. Have you seen what they're doing in those terrorist training camp videos? How can we compete with that? Just to be sure, I tried it on my little cousin Samantha before her first soccer game. You're probably going to lose, Samantha, I said. I'm just trying to be realistic here. When that didn't work, I kicked her. Not hard. Kind of the way you'd nudge a sack of garbage out of the way. But that didn't work either. But that's beside the point, which is that we should all know our limitations. And thanks to Lou Holtz and Tommy Bowden, 170 college football players now know theirs. I'd wish you good luck with the rest of the show, Sydney, but frankly, you wouldn't know what to do with it.
Whoa. Wait a second. You can take all the shots you want to take at me. The fact is, you start messing with Lou Holtz, you're messing with the big man.
I thought it was pretty good, Jobu, but you need to work on your Holtz's accent a little bit more, because our ass has just as much chance of going down there as that California prostitute's ass for governor.
You had a good mouth palsy thing going on there.
Yeah, I had 4 years of practice with it. We'll work on it in between segments.
All right, to respond to Jordan, that was very good. Log on to CSTV.com and click Mail Jobu. You can also find Jobu at MaximOnline.com, where he is a senior editor and college football columnist. Throughout the season, Jordan will be answering only the very best of fan email. Coming up in the show, there's a new kid in town at Eastern Kentucky, and his name is Hope, Annie Hope. We'll see how the Colonel's new head coach plans to follow a legend. And it's cheer, cheer for old Notre Dame. And AT's got the story on his alma mater and their stalwart defense. All this and more next on CSTV's Crystal Ball.